subscribe to our videos so that more people can hear the Word of God.
Good morning, and welcome to 5 Minutes a Day with God, and welcome to Thursday. So today we're going to look at Jesus' trial before Annas. So 13 through 16 and chapter 18. And brought him first to Annas, who was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest that year. Caiaphas was the one who had advised the Jewish leaders that it would be good if one man died for the people. Simon Peter and another disciple were following Jesus. Because this disciple was known to the high priest, he went with Jesus into the high priest's courtyard. But Peter had to wait outside the door. All right. Okay, so we're getting some background here. So first they took Jesus to Annas. And so the thing that for us to know is it kind of doesn't make sense for them to do this because Annas wasn't even an official high priest. So the priest, but his father-in-law, he was father-in-law to Caiaphas. And so Caiaphas, again, he unknowingly prophesied back in John 11 that it was expedient that one man should die for the people. So he had given that prophecy, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So here's a little background. This is where we get to the background part. And so Peter and John follow him. So as you read the book of John, the Gospel of John, you always know that John refers to himself lots of times as either the one whom Jesus loved or the other disciple or this disciple, right? And so he doesn't typically put his name in there. So they're following Jesus. So there is this loyalty. I don't know where the other 9 were, right? Because Judas is gone, but and so there's 11 left. So I don't know, the other 9 kind of dispersed. But Peter and John, they're like, let's go follow Jesus. Let's see what's happening. And so they get to the door, and John had connections with the high priest. So the girl at the door, the servant girl, she recognized John. She recognized him. And so she lets him in. But Peter has to stay in the courtyard. So we're just kind of setting up the scenario with Peter's denial. And as we get into the denial, we'll see it's going to get kind of woven into the story. So we'll see one part, and then we'll go back to Jesus' trial, and then we'll go to another part. So today is just about setting the story, so to speak. And so as we get into the trial, especially, I just want you to think about, how does Jesus respond? What's Jesus' response to this? How does he interact? Does he defend himself? Is he, justified in his actions? Is he defensive? How is he in relation to this trial, which in so many ways was a mockery, the way they were doing this? It was at night, and here this first person wasn't even an official high priest. So again, as we do these devotions, we look at God's character, and we're looking at in the life of Jesus, and how would he like us to respond to this. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow, and remember, 5 minutes in the Word can change your life.